Hi everyone, this is Keith Lubner, Managing Partner, Co-Founder of Channel EQ. And for this week's weekly Q&A, we received a question. It was late last week, and I was on the road. I was traveling down to do a workshop at a conference, and I couldn't get to answering that question. And quite frankly, I'm glad I didn't. It's because while I was at this conference over the weekend, I slipped in to take a peek at the keynote address, which was being delivered by a gentleman by the name of Don Yeager. And Don's written 25 books, and mostly around sports and topics around that, and they're really interesting stories. But this topic was around MVPs, and it was also around some notions around that, and it was about David Ross. David Ross was perennial backup catcher in the league, and it was around how he turned himself around to become really an MVP in his own right and in the eyes of other people. I won't spoil the book for you, but it really got me thinking as it related to the question that I was given last week. And I actually changed my mind to how I would answer that question. So here's the question. Keith, how do I develop A players? So it's interesting. This is in the context of a vendor developing their partners, but it also could be put into the context of a partner developing their people within their company. But a week ago, I would have changed. I would have had the answer of easy. You stack rank and you start to work on their skills, and you develop those people that way. Which still developing skill sets is important. I'm now changing my view just slightly, and I'm not going to say how you develop A players. I'm going to say you have to develop A teams, because when you really look at it, it's the team, it's the partner, it's the team that moves everything forward. And if you don't have a great team and all the moving parts are working, it just doesn't work. Take a look at all the sports figures out there. I mean, even the individual sports like golf and tennis, and even the ones that have won the latest championships. In every interview, they talk about the team and the people surrounding them and the support they receive around it. They don't necessarily talk about themselves. So it's all about the team. So on the plane ride back, I jotted down three particular notions that you really need to take hold of to start to develop, from a leadership perspective, A teams. So the first one was you need to instill a culture. You need to instill a culture by continually repeating that this organization that you're in needs to help people reach peak performance. So what you'll find by doing that is you'll find that even the stars and the great managers within your company, will start to look to help other people become better. And what you'll also find is all the other people will try to find ways to elevate peak performance. And here's the neat thing. When you do that as a group, the entire organization will accelerate. That's number one. It's a culture of peak performance. We are here to help you reach peak performance, if you will. Number two is develop a mission statement, but maybe a separate mission statement around the team environment. And this is something David Ross did, actually. He listed all of the attributes of what makes a great team member. And I encourage you to do the same thing. This way, each individual can look at it and say, I need to be a better teammate in this area. I need to be a better teammate in that area. And you're constantly reinforcing the notion of teamwork. Number two was mission statement. And number three is that each individual should really take hold of this following phrase. How do people view me? Do they look at me as if I'm always looking out for me? Or do they look at me as if I'm always thinking of we? Great teammates are always thinking about the we. So instead of trying to develop A players, try to develop A teams.